Hello and welcome to Sports Spot. Today's episode, we are excited to bring you a inspiring journey from world of football. Our guest today is someone who has spent most of his life on the field. First as a professional player representing clubs like Jawar Union FC, Jolly Brothers FC, and now as a passionate football coach who was part of BFC women's team, presently coaching in Muthoot Football Academy. He started playing football at a very young age, and over the years, he has worked hard to earn his place with the well-known clubs in Indian football circuit. His career as a player taught him discipline, teamwork, and what it truly means to give your best every single day. Today, he continues to stay close to the game, but in a different role. As a coach, he is helping young players to learn the sports in the right way, guiding them, training them, and motivating them to become better both on and off the field. He believes football is not just a game, but something that builds confidence, character, and determination in every player. In this episode, we'll talk about his playing days, what inspired him to become a coach, and how he is shaping the next generation of footballers. His story is simple, honest, and full of passion. We are sure it will motivate anyone who loves sports. Please join me in welcoming today's guest, a dedicated coach, a former professional footballer, and someone who truly loves the beautiful game. Thank you for joining us, Jayanth. Cricket is undoubtedly the most popular sports in our country. What inspired you to choose football, and how did your journey start?
So I actually started playing cricket before, and we were a group of friends who used to play cricket, and I was wanting to go for cricket coaching. And then I went to my father and I asked, can I play cricket? And then he said that no, it's very costly. The expenses cannot be met by our family at that point of time. And then I was like, okay, so what else can I play other than cricket? Then we all, one day just went to the ground and there was a guy who got football. Then we all started kicking and it was fun. And then from there, never stopped playing football. And also felt like it was, at that point of time, very convenient. We used to play barefoot only, so there was nothing for us to spend. Just wear a sports jersey and shorts and then get on the ground and start playing. So
can you tell more about your playing days and how did you start your journey?
Okay, so I started playing at the age of 10, and then it become more a little bit of serious when we started playing for a school level. There was something known as clusters when we were there. I studied in Kendra Vidyalaya Imagine Center, so we have all of only KBS nationals, KBS regionals, and KBS clusters. So before it was KBS clusters, which is cut down now. So only 4 or 5 schools used to come, and then we used to play, and we have to win that to qualify to play KBS regionals, and then play KBS regionals. We have to win again, but in KBS regional, what happens? You get selected as a player. So a bunch of 300 kids come to play the school tournament, and then most probably, if you reach to the finals, you get more preference to get selected to the national team. And then we make a team known as KVS Bangalore, and then we go and play amongst other schools. So it became more serious at there. And then I did play once nationals in Kanpur. It was very exciting, and it was also very motivating for us, because when I started playing in school, I was me and few of friends were very young who got selected into the school team where seniors were there. So it was fun. Also, when you go to school and then people recognize you, this kid, he's small, but he's in the school team. Okay. So it gives you more energy. And then after that, I went and did my footballing in college. I joined Ramaya, but we didn't have a football team, which was also very interesting, because by initiative, we all formed a team, and then we went and played few tournaments. We were not successful, but it was helping me to become something, learned few things as how to form a team. And then after playing in school level, I also started playing for clubs. So I played for a club named ADE, and then played for Jawar Union Fab, and played for Young Dynamos. And after I started recently coaching, and then I played for something known as Navaratna FC, which is my area team. So we a group of area players who formed the team, and then we wanted to initiate the community develop also and form a team over there. And also fun. It's always fun when you play football with people whom you know.
Okay.
So it makes it more fun. So those are the clubs, and not to a top level, but at least to a decent level, from school to college to few clubs in Karnataka.
Okay. So going back to that KV part, I think KV has a rich heritage of sports people. Like there are a good number of sports people coming out of KV. It is as if you see other schools right now, it is picking up. But when we were in schools and all, KV used to have a good team. So from there only the journey started for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me something about your clubs and the divisions and leagues that you have played.
Okay, so I played for something known as BDFA A division.
Okay.
So BDFA A division is one of
What is BDFA?
BDFA is Bangalore District Football Association.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's only Bangalore.
Okay.
And there's something known as KSFA, that's Karnataka State Football Association.
Okay.
So it's two different entity. So Karnataka maintains the whole of Karnataka. Like if you go to districts and other districts, one Bangalore district is only for
Bangalore.
Okay, so Bangalore district is only for the teams which are in Bangalore. So in Karnataka there are for men there are 5 divisions.
Okay.
So namely Super Division, A Division, B Division, and C Division.
Okay.
Recently they've added D Division because of more number of teams. Okay, so the promotion goes like if you win a league division, then you get promoted from C to B to A, and from A to Super. So I was playing the A division for AD.
So it was in club or
Club.
club.
It's
Which
a proper
club was it?
AD. It is known as Aeronautical Development Establishment.
Okay. Okay.
So there are if you know that this is it's a government entity.
Okay.
So they prepare this jets
Okay. Okay.
which are given to government. So when you go for training also, you have to submit your mobile phones inside, and then only you are allowed to go inside. So it was a proper government club. In the earlier days, football was it has a rich heritage in Bangalore because most of the clubs offered government employment. So only government entities were having clubs.
Okay.
And so
So through that you qualified to
I went for trials. They usually call for trials. So one of my friend called that there's a trial happening for this division, so you can go and try. So that time I tried. After my college days, I was only focused on playing football, nothing else.
Okay. So you have represented how many clubs up till now?
So I represented 4 clubs. So one is ADE, one is Fab Jawar Union, and the second something known as Young Dynamos.
Okay.
And recently Navratna FC. That is a club which was found by us to raise the community. We have our own community area boys. So we want to raise the community, and we want to make sure that the football is still alive in our area, and then we want to make a group of people. And it also makes us happy when you play amongst your own friends, and it makes more things easier when you're playing with your friends. And
So which was the best club you have played for, and the reason for?
I would say Fab Jawar Union because I was under some good A license coaches and elite level coaches who were training me at that time, and I got to learn a lot of things over there in that. I was on the verge of becoming a coach at that point of time when I played for them. So it was also becoming a better player and also becoming a better coach. And one thing good about Fab was I was also playing with the coaches. The coaches also of the Fab, they were the youth development coaches.
Okay.
So they were also part of that team who were playing, and very good players. They were all good, very good players. So they were also part of the team. So whenever you talk to another player, also it's more of experience and more of coach educating, and that was I feel that was the best club that I represented. And I wouldn't say that I would go to another club. I would say school football. When I was coached by Sampath sir, I would say he was very experienced at that point of time, but the way he was coaching and he was teaching things for us, that I feel helped us a lot to become, because your foundation is very important. Foundation was better over there, I feel.
Why did you quit playing football?
So when I was playing for AD, unfortunately, I tore my ACL.
Okay.
So which is very common nowadays as a football player. People get to injuries, and also injuries is part and parcel of sport. So it did affect me. When I got injured in 2017, there was not that much of sports science available in Bangalore. So when I said that I tore my ACL, and nobody knew that I tore my ACL, I just went into one of the local grounds where I usually play. I twisted my knee, and then I asked one of my friends. He said, "You'll get all right. Don't worry. Nothing's gonna happen." After 10 days, again I went. Again I twisted. So this happened like 6 or 7 times. Sorry, 6 or 7 times it happened, and then I was like, "No, this is not getting all right." And once it happened, and my leg got jammed.
Oh.
So until then, I didn't. Then one of the doctor told me that you should get an MRI done. I did get an X-ray done because I thought fracture. So, but then since I didn't knew about that time, then they said you should get an MRI done, and I did an MRI, and then the doctor said that your ACL is completely torn, and there's a little bit of tear in your MCL also. So MCL is the cushion which keeps your thigh muscle and your bone muscle together. So even that is slightly torn. And then I started crying that day because they said that if that happens, you can't play.
Okay. What was your age then?
I was like 20s, very, very, very young only. I feel that part of time. So that time also I was like, okay, I did work in one MNC because I did my BCom. So my parents were like, you should go and try working. And I worked for 1 month, and then I dropped because it was not helping me. I was not happy working over there. So I just wanted to do football. And then when I did that, and then ACL happened, that time it was like, okay, what I'm going to do now? There was no choice of doing anything. So I was worried at that point of time. And then when they said that you have to do only surgery, there's no other option for you.
Okay.
And then I did my surgery. And then since nobody knew, then I started searching it more about in YouTube.
Okay.
So in YouTube, I saw videos in other countries where they're doing a rehab for this. Even when you're doing before the surgery, also there was rehab. That's known as prehab. And then after surgery, that is rehab.
Okay.
And then there's something known as return to sport also.
Okay.
So all those things were happening. So, but at that point of time, maybe I was not aware of this. And then I saw more YouTube videos, and I did my own recovery. I didn't invest on my recovery, and I did my recovery on my own. Now I'm more confident. Actually, after my rehab, I feel my left leg is more better than my right leg. I did surgery since my leg's more strengthened now, so I feel it's more better.
So you could have gone back to playing rather than getting into coaching.
Yes, there was an option of going back for playing. Okay, but what happened was I met one of the coaches who was training me in my youth days, and he said that you should go and try do this bachelor in physical education, since you're not doing anything right now, and you're not. It's a 1 year break.
Okay.
And that course was 2 years. So and that's when I did that course. It's a course where you go and join a school as a PE teacher.
Okay.
So that's when I did that course, and then things changed after.
Okay. Post doing Bachelor of Physical Education, you got into complete coaching, right?
Yeah, complete coaching after.
So how is this coaching exactly? What's like? You need to have Bachelor of Physics Education. Then what else is required to become a proper professional footballing coach?
Okay. So if you see, when I went into Bachelor in Physical Education, there were few coaches in India who had done this something known as coaching license. Outside the country, they say coaching badges, but in India we say coaching license.
Coaching like
So maybe in Asia also we say coaching license, but other countries they say coaching badges. So there's the level of coaching license goes in India like D, C, B, A, and A Pro, and everything comes under AFF and AFC.
okay.
So usually it goes.
AFF is
AFF is All Indian Football Federation. AFC is Asia Federation Confederation.
okay.
So they're all it's most preferably continental to continental, like Asian continental, then it's Europe, then South America, and then there's
Africa.
yeah, something like all those stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so I did my D license. Luckily, one of the clubs in Bangalore, they initiated to do D license. Usually it doesn't happen. It only happens in Mumbai. So, something known as Cooperage Ground. So it only happens over there. But I was lucky that it happened in Bangalore, in Yelahanka.
Okay.
So I did my D license over there. And I did my course under very good instructors. So I was very lucky to do my courses under. So when I was doing my course also, there's something known as practical and theory classes. So they'll take you to the ground also. They'll take you to the classes. They teach you what is coaching. So
What was the duration of this?
D license is 7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
Okay. Okay.
So it starts morning. You go, and then morning you go to the ground directly.
Okay.
So you go to the ground, you have practical classes. So the coaches will either they will get a group of players, young players or old players, whoever they want. The coach instructor will take a session, and then you guys will be standing next to, and then you will learn what he is taking, how a coach has to be, what he has to do, what he has to coach.
Okay.
So that is what they do, and then you just observe what they do, and then they take you to the theory class after that. In theory class, they explain about other things, what is not done in the ground, how to manage things other than that, and it comes more of safety and all those stuff, how to do team bonding, and how to connect your technology to football. And because other countries and we are also improved a lot in technology right now, so that's what they teach. And then again they come back to ground
In D license.
yeah, in D license. In D license. So in D license they teach basic,
Okay.
how to technically develop players. Okay, there's also a little bit of tactical in D license, where you go 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 5. So difference, but very short. But that is the most important thing according to me. The more you learn in D license, as always we say that foundation is better.
Yes.
Then everything becomes. So D license is very important for us. So I learned under a good instructor, and then there's something with C license. So that is also AFF C license, and from B it's gone to
C licenses of how many?
C license. I did 2 modules.
Okay.
Now it's become 1 module. So for me it was 2 module.
Okay.
So 2 module is 7 days, and then what they do, if you see in schools also, I studied in KV. So KV they don't let you go. You write your exam, your result comes, and then next month you start your career.
Okay.
The next academic year.
Okay.
And then after 1.5 months, they give you a summer break.
Okay.
The reason why they do this because they give you projects to do in the summer. They don't let you free.
Okay. Okay.
So in first module also they give 7 days, and then they give you projects to complete, and you have to do logbook. Logbook is how many sessions you do
Okay.
as a coach, and then there's something as video analysis.
So once you complete D coaching license, you can take up the coaching work.
Yeah, you get your results, and then you have to wait for 6 months.
Okay.
It's better you are coaching in the 6 months, or it's better you because if you're not coaching, you're not gonna get more confidence when you go for licenses. So
And
it's
you
always
have that logbook entries as well.
yeah, of course, because you're not doing any sessions.
Yeah.
But it's always good to be in touch on the ground, and you train before you go for a license, or whether you want to become coach, always try to be coaching.
Okay.
So it's a 6 months break.
6
So
months.
after 6 months, you are eligible to apply. Whether you get or no, that's on AFF. Whether they decide. Apparently, they're doing a lot of license right now in the country, so it's more easy for you to get into a licensing course. And then there's B license. B license you do after 1 year of C license.
After completing your C license, you need to coach for one year.
1 year.
1 year.
And then there's no logbook and all, but 1 year you coach. 1 year you coach, you get that experience. And then there's we have AFF coaching portal. When you complete your 1 year after C license, that's when the portal allows you to also apply for a B license.
Okay, so it's
And then after B license, 1 year again A license, and 1 year again for A Pro.
AFCO. So what you have completed? What license you have?
I've completed my B license.
B license.
Yeah, I'm right now preparing for my A license.
A license.
Yeah.
So when did you complete your B license?
I finished 2 years back.
2 years back. So you can apply.
Yeah, now I can apply.
Okay.
Before it was 2 years. Now they have made it 1 year.
Okay. Which was the first club which you coached for after getting your license?
Okay. Fortunately, my first club was Bangalore FC, the ISL club of our state. And I did go for an interview where the D license was conducted at the same club that I went. And they didn't select me at that point of time. And then I did go for another club, which was in Jayanagar. And they also said that you're working. I was doing my BPED also at that point of time.
What is that?
Bachelor in Physical Education.
Okay, B. Yeah.
So that was my second year. So, but I was allowed to do some part time. So, but the work schedule with the club was more. So I said you will not be able to handle it. So it's better you look for some other. So I was just looking around for clubs, and I sent a lot of mails to many clubs in Bangalore, and then one fine day I got a call from BFC saying that you have a trial class in Clarence School in Coxtown. Can you come? I said, okay, fine. And then I prepared my session plan and everything. And then I went and I did my session. And then at that point of time, the technical head over there was Rajan Mani. Okay. And then he was there when I did my session. And then he said that what are things you can do better. Also appreciated the things that I did good. But what are the things you can do better? And then the next week only I got a call, and then they had an opening in Vagdevi Villas in Vartur. Okay. It was a little far from my house, but for the passion for the game that we all do, it has to be, you have to invest time. And so I did go there, and then we started my career over there, and it was very nice. As I said, always grateful for the instructors that I got, and the technical leaders. They were very good in how they have given me opportunities and a lot of knowledge in that way.
Okay. So which other clubs have you coached for?
I worked only for 2 clubs. One is Bangalore FC. I worked there for 7 years, and 1 year in the break of COVID, I worked for Bangalore United, that's FCBU.
BFC has a loyal fan base like RCB. Do you think this strong support is connected to the city's rich culture?
Yes. So the story of BFC is that in 2013, when they started their first campaign, and there was huge headlines because they were playing the champions of the I-League.
Champions of the?
I-League.
I-League, okay.
So Mohun Bagan had come. So Mohun Bagan are big giants in India. So they had come to Bangalore to play their first away game, and it was our home game and then when they played against us, it was a tagline where the city was in buzz, and people wanted to also see Bangalore FC, of course, and they also wanted to come and see how Mohun Bagan plays because they are giants. And also I also feel that there were a few localites in BFC's team who, of course, the club or the crowd wants to see their local heroes to come and play. So the crowd was huge, and the match went into 1-1 draw. It was a very exciting match, and that campaign BFC won their first I-League. They entered the competition in a corporate entry, and then they win the I-League. So not many clubs do that. That's history. So with that strong bond, they had the fans kept on going every season and season and season. So they won 6 trophies in 6 years. So it's very rare for a club to do or achieve that. So also I feel like when you're winning and also maintaining the culture that they are doing, and they also have a solid media team which goes behind what happens in social media and other things, and so they've kept the culture and they've kept everything together. So I feel that's something which
Okay. So you have been part of BFC since last year 8 years, correct?
yeah.
Last 8 years you have been part. So you generally coach what gender and what category of footballers?
So I started off with the soccer school. It's something known as soccer school is for the intermediates and for elites and for the academies. So all the players can come and enjoy the game over there. So at the level of soccer school, my motive or my intention was to make sure that the players love the game as much as possible. Okay, if someone asks you which sport you love, the kid has to openly say, yeah, football is what I love. So that's what we want to do, and also develop the players technically. So that's what we maintain. So that is the base that I started off, and then we started something known as the elite teams, where the best of soccer schools will go to the elite teams. The best players of soccer schools will go to the elite teams, and we form a team over there. So the teams were under 8, under 10, under 12, 14, 16. So I started off with under 10, and then moved on to under 14, and then we had a break of COVID, and then I shifted to another club named FCBO, and then I worked with the under 13s over there and the women's team, and then again after 1 year of FCBO, I came back to BFC, worked with the under 15s as an assistant, and then under 13 head the next year after that. And then which I was more passionate when I was doing in FCBU. It went well with me with the women's team, and so the club also offered me the women's team in BFC, which was a dream team for me. And then things were very successful with the women's team at Bangalore FC for me, and a lot of growth as a coach for me happened over there, and I could learn a lot of things from the players, from the club, and from the management, and it was very helpful for me to become.
So what exactly is FCBU?
FCB is a football club Bangalore United. Okay. So it is a club which is run by Nevada Groups. So that is also a small club. They are trying to qualify for I-League.
I-League.
Okay. So they are right now in Super Division, which I said A Division and then the Super Division. And then they also are part of the second division. Second division is the qualifiers, like you say World Cup qualifiers.
Yes.
So something like that. So after Super Division, you become champion of Super Division. All the state team champions will get into a competition to qualify for the I-League.
Okay. What is your proudest moment as a coach?
Okay. So there are 3 things. So one, I would say that the main focus as a youth development coach for you is to develop players and then see their growth. Okay, so for me, there was one story where I was coaching the under 10 elite team, the boys team, and it was fortunate that I had a girl who wanted to play in my team.
Okay.
To be part of that team, and then the competition also agreed for it that the tournament agreed for it to have a girl in your team.
So you can have a girl in boys
in a boys team.
Oh, nice.
That was the competition.
Okay.
If the coach is ready and the management is ready and the parent of the girl is ready, and then they are ready to. If the quality is same, for me, football is same.
Okay. No gender.
No gender discrimination.
Okay.
Football is same. Okay, whether it's girl or boy, it's how you train them. So she was there, and after a few years, I did everything, and 7 years later, I was the head of the women's team. And then she was part
BFC.
in BFC.
Okay.
And she was part of that team.
Oh.
So a story which, so these kind of things is what we want to see as coaches. So that was one of the proudest moment. And the second one was we went to a competition outstation. The first time Bangalore FC team went outstation to play a tournament.
Okay.
And then it was like a national tournament for us because a lot of state teams had come. something known as the Inspire Cup, which was conducted by Anandpur FC, and we were runners up over there. We lost in finals, but it was a good game, but good exposure for us to meet the other players, other women's team players. First time I would say that 12 teams participated in a national wide level, so it was great for us. And
So this is under 15,
under 17,
under 17.
under 17 girls. And the third one was I'm recently blessed with a girl baby.
Okay.
And then we had a last tournament day where we were playing against some very good teams. And then there was one game where it was between us, table two toppers. We were 8 teams and table two toppers, and that game was very intense. And I said to my wife and to my daughter that you should come and watch this game, and they were there. And then unfortunately the game was 1-1 draw, and then we lost to 1 point to them. So they were 30, 33, 34, and we were 33. So, but it was a good game, and the energy was amazing, and there's a lot of fans and a lot of players and a lot of energy around. And I was happy that my daughter and my wife, they witnessed that. So these 3, I would say, proudest moment.
Okay. So you were talking about you said about Anandpur FC.
Yeah.
So somewhere I have read that they have the best facility, one of the best facility for all sports.
Yeah. So the Anandpur, it's known as ASA, Anandpur Sports Academy.
Okay.
And if you see, there's one cricket tournament also, Syed Mustan.
Syed Mustaq Ali.
Yeah. So that trophy also was conducted in that tournament, only the last one, because of the infrastructure they have. They have 2 good cricket grass grounds.
Okay.
And that organization is run by a Spanish NGO.
Okay.
And if you know that Rafael Nadal, so he has 3 of his tennis academies in the world, one in Spain and one in Japan, and the one it's there in Anandpur Sports Academy.
Oh.
So he also sometimes comes and visits and go. And I was very surprised that any player who plays the ISL or the I League who comes from Spain, they go and visit that place definitely, and then they make sure that they're involved in what is happening over there. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the NGO, but they are pretty good. And if you get time, you should go and sometime visit.
Okay. As a coach, how do you go about managing your financials?
Okay, so financial is a bit tough to, I would say, to handle in the earlier stages of your coaching career, because football being not that much great in our country right now, before rather than before, there's something now, okay, and something it will become great in the future. But it's about how when you're passionate, you have to, of course, let go of certain things, sacrifice of certain things, and make sure that you contribute to the sport that you love more. Most of the coaches I know, they sacrifice their salary to live in the passion for love to the sport. If you ask me how I would manage my finances, is that I did agree for a less amount of contracts in the earlier stages of my career, and then kept on working and showing the quality that I have, and when you process and the club believes in you. And then of course, when you're working in a system for a very long time, you gradually get your payments hike, and then if you're doing great work, and then you do. So that's how I managed mine. A few of the coaches do 2 or 3 works, because with the club that I used to work, I used to train morning 6 to 7:30, and then I used to train in the evening from 5 to 6. So I have a span of from 8 to 3. So a few coaches used to go to schools or do some other job to earn a little bit of money, and so that's how I feel coaches usually manage their. For me, it was growth. So I had a good growth. So I was able to manage a lot of things.
So during your time with BFC, you were coaching a school as well, right?
No, I was not coaching, because in my contract, I will not be allowed to coach any other club which is related to sport.
Okay.
So, but I was part of a school program.
School program.
So there is something known as the Arrow International School.
Arrow.
So I feel that they are the best school right now in the country, with the infrastructure they have, and they have full 11-a-side pitch, and they have athletic tracks 400 meter, and then they have a fully furnished gym and swimming pool and whatnot. I think almost 11 sports they cover, and huge school, and the facility they have is, if you ask me anything they ask, they give you. Also sitting one day in the sports room, and then I just had a glance about how many equipments they have. Around 100 footballs. That is huge for a number of less kids. The number of kids they have is less, but the facility is there, and the staff over there, and the way they treat you, everything is excellent. And it was an lifetime opportunity for me to work with Arrow International School, which was given by BFC only. So
it was part of your contract with
part of
BFC.
part of the contract.
So in school, so in BFC, you have a segment like you did to coach only under 13, under 15. You would have been given a preference.
Yeah.
So what about in school? Do you used to coach all age players, or it was like
school is something in particular in Harrow it was seniors and juniors.
Okay.
So 7th, 8th and 9th grade are juniors.
okay,
10th, 11th, 12th grade are seniors.
seniors?
And then there was also women's girls team, which was managed by the staff of the Harrow only.
So you used to coach only for junior and senior
boys team.
Okay. So one thing I have a doubt is regarding the I League and the ISL. What is the difference between both this?
Okay. So I League is the league that India was maintaining for a very long time. You can say I League was something like I would say not IPL, Ranji Trophy. IPL and ISL, you can say it's similar because it's something like a celebrity league is what the reason why it was got into action is to develop the sport. To see, for people, and for people to see, and there were a lot of World Cup stars in the beginning of the season who came and played. World Cup winners have played ISL, and then to increase. So the league was happening simultaneously, ISL and I League. So I League is a league where you see all the Indian clubs who used to participate. They were there.
So in I League, you have one club from one state.
No, it can be more.
Multiple clubs from a state.
Yeah. Okay. So in Kolkata, there are 3 clubs. 3 clubs. East Bengal, Mohammedan, and Mohun Bagan. So there all three are giants.
Okay.
So they have been there in I League for a long time, and they are in ISL also now.
Okay.
All the 3 clubs in X. So what they did was ISL was complete separate, and when I League BFC started, they were in I League.
Okay.
And then they got papers and they went into ISL. So most of the clubs then what happened, they moved into ISL because ISL was they were telecasting, broadcasting was there, and then the league approach was good and it was maintained in a better way, and then most of the Indian clubs wanted to play ISL. When the association AFF went to the ISL management and they said that we want to develop, and then most of the Indian players started playing ISL.
So rather than viewership also increased.
Yeah. So
broadcast also.
Yeah, and then the I League viewership got down.
Okay.
People started watching ISL more, and then now I League clubs were in a bit worried that why we could also get the same opportunity, and then ISL and I League were merged.
Okay.
So now if I League winners can get promoted to ISL. So ISL is the top league now.
Top league, and the I League is the
second league. Yeah. Okay. So the players, the team which gets the champions, they get promoted to ISL.
Okay. What is the first thing you teach a new player?
Okay.
As being a coach.
The first thing that what as I do as a player coach is when they come in, I let them play as much as I want to observe what they are good at. Okay. So the initial part of the thing about football is that you teach them technical things. Technical things in the sense as much as things they can do with the ball. Okay. Something like dribbling, passing, shooting. controlling, and which goalkeeping comes later, but goalkeeping also comes with the ball. So how many ever touches they do with the ball, that is what they have to learn as quick as possible till the age of 14. And that is what you teach them as much as they can do things with the ball, because fitness, of course, she will develop if you are playing more games, and also you can develop fitness later on. Your body coordination is very important at an younger age, because you can't walk with right hand, right leg, so it has to be alternate hands, alternate. So all these kind of things also is important. So all these elements of aspects, they involve with football. So do things with ball. The more number of touches, the better they play. So that's what it is. And also we have to make sure that the player loves the game. When they come under the coaching of you, make sure that they involved and they love the game and they learn also.
So you told about the age category, like 14 years, up till 14 years, they need to be good at something. So I've read somewhere where Arsene Wenger, the former Arsenal coach, quoting that up till 14, you can give chances to kid. Post that, you should stop
Yeah.
forcing them to sports.
Yeah, so
Is it true?
yeah, it's absolutely right. I also watched that video where he mentions that the age of 10 and is your he divides it into floors of ground floor, first floor, second floor, and top.
Okay.
So from age 10 to 12, he says as much as basics you want to teach them, and from 12 to 14 teach them a little bit of tactical and a little bit of more of technical, and then from 16 to 18 teach them more of physical and tactical, and then the terrace is the players.
Okay.
So he decides whether he wants to become whatever you've given him, whatever you have to.
Okay.
And he decides whether he wants to use it or he doesn't want to use it. So, but at the age of 14, if the kid is not able to do any sport, like he is not able to hit the ball when the ball is coming, he's not able to hit the ball with a bat, or he's not able to kick the ball properly, he's not able to catch the ball properly, it means that the guy has to stop
Okay.
playing sport, think about something else. It's better as a coach also, it's better to tell but you can tell the players like, enjoy the game, but this is what it is. As much as you're honest as a coach to the players, it makes things better for the players.
Focus. So talent or discipline, what do you rate higher?
I would say both, because without talent, without discipline is nothing. Because if you're talented 100% and then you're not turning up for training every day, it's not going to help. Football is a sport, game where your team sport, and then you're affecting each one of the player, and you are not coming for training and then you expect because of your talent to get a chance to play in the team. That's not how it works. So I feel talent is important, but discipline is
Equally important.
equally important for me.
Oh, who is the next face of Indian football after Sunil Chetri's retirement?
That's a difficult question to answer, but we are all, as youth development coaches, our job is to develop players and send it to the coaches who are taking care of top tier football, and then they decide on how things work over there. So our job, or my personal thing about coaching the youth development players, is to make sure that if I am coaching a 11-side team, there are 11 leaders on the pitch.
Oh,
So 11 players, 11 captains.
Okay.
So what happens is each player is uniquely different. So I would say what I would say for each player is, don't be any other's identity. Be your own self and make some new name, or make yourself your own identity. But yes, I think definitely there will be another name in the future.
okay. So what is the Indian football structure as a whole? How do you rate it? Does infrastructure play major role in development of a player, or it is like 50%? It plays a 50% role.
I would say it's very important, the people of this country understand that we have gone from nothing to something in all the sports, not only in football. Because I remember playing in mud ground without shoes. I wore my first boot in ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
So now at 9 years you have boots, premium boots, which are coming. So you are gifted. So I would never blame the infrastructure that we have in our country. So if you see countries like Africa and all, there's nothing over there. People are struggling, but still they produce players. Yes, genetic, of course, plays big role in physicality, but I would also say that we have infrastructure. There's something known as FC Madras in Tamil Nadu. They have invested 100 crores only for football. They have 3 football pitches and they have world class. So I wouldn't blame the infrastructure that our country has. According to me, we have the best infrastructure. According to me, at least from something to. When I was playing, there was no ground. We have 11 aside AstroTurf grounds now. Yes, it's injurious to play in AstroTurf, but at least we have reached to some level. So we have to be grateful and then work on what is there.
So government also has started some initiatives like Khelo India, which is helping and nurturing young talents. So I feel that sports is growing up in India. Like if you compare last 15 years, it is growing up very nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about Indian football, future of Indian football?
Okay, so future of Indian football is there was when I was playing, I didn't have an opportunity to play youth leagues.
Okay.
So youth leagues are there now. So there are players who are trying to get exposure trips outside the country. One of the clubs in Bangalore, they recently visited Tottenham FC. It's
Tottenham.
So it's huge. At least to go and see the grounds over there and feel the ground over there. A lot of players are thinking to go and play abroad and learn few things. Yes, there are things better over there than our country, but we are not. I would not say that we are not developing. We are developing as much as possible. We have reached somewhere. Of all the news that is happening with the ranking and all the stuff, I completely understand the frustration that the fans or the players or who love the game are going through, but we have to give it a little bit of time and understand the process of how things can go. And there will be definitely, for sure, we have gone into a lot of players, registration of players are more, and first we have to make sure that we encourage and be in a positive energy to develop football. And it's all about time. You never know. Just work, trust in the process, and believe the right people at the right place, I would say, will make big difference.
So now that the development part, we have seen Indian women's team qualify for Asia Cup after 23 years. It is an exciting news for Indian football lovers.
So, being with the women's team, I also would mention that the women's in Indian football are developing very soon and vast. And since I managed the boys and the women's team, I would tell you, girls' team is more organized.
Okay.
You don't have to tell 10 things to them 100 times. You say one thing and it will happen. And that's I've seen boys in that way, they do, but I'm not saying they're not, but they do, but it's more easier, and things get more faster in women's development. And there's that news of they're qualifying for the Asia after 23 years is a lot of hard work put by the IWL clubs. IWL is something known as Indian Women's League, so it's also related to the ISL.
Okay.
So that's the Women's League. They also have.
They have
they have the similar structure. And
there's no I League for women.
That is, IWL is the Indian Women's League. So that is the I League. of women's, and in KWL also. KWL is Karnataka Women's League, which I was also a head coach of a team.
Okay.
So there it was 10 teams, and then you play against each other, and then you qualify for the IWL 2.
Okay.
Like a qualifier for IWL.
Okay.
So in Karnataka, there's a lot of registration for women's players. And so in Karnataka is, I feel, only state which has 3 leagues for women's. It's the KWL, A division, and the B division. So there's so many registrations for women's teams. So there's a vast development right now which is happening.
And I heard somewhere that Bangalore has overtaken Tokyo in number of clubs.
Yeah. So this stat was mentioned to me, I think last year by one of my friend who was working in one club as a manager, and he was stating that it's good for the city that we have 75 plus clubs.
Registered.
Yeah, registered clubs, and
Okay.
then we are one of the cities top in Asia, where a city has so much of clubs, where we are training so much of players, and we are so it in a way it's very good that the sport is reached every corner of the city, and we are developing, and we also have to work in one goal.
Okay.
Thinking how to develop the player. So that's a very good news for also for the coaches, because there are opportunities for them to also get a life or a livelihood where they can go to another club and survive, and then also players get a different. Each club is very different from each other.
Yes.
So they get to play different style of football and all those stuff, and it's good for football, I would say.
So, what would be the major differences during your playing days and the kids who start now?
I would say was first thing, the kids nowadays have a lot of opportunities. One thing, a lot of competitions and a lot of games. For me, to play a game in school level, it was only clusters. So one year I would just get to play 5 games. Okay, in nowadays kids play 5 games in 2 weeks.
5 games. Yeah.
2 weeks. So a player can play among the whole year, they can play 40 games.
Okay.
So that is like huge difference. For me, always I believe that game is the best teacher. How much ever as a coach you teach a player, the only way the player is going to learn is to how he will play the game, and that's when he will learn or she will learn. It's in that way, game is very important. So that has changed, and a lot of grounds have come, a lot of facility have come, players who are more involved. And third thing is, I would also appreciate most of the parents of the players, because I tell the coach, the players who are with me, that my parents haven't seen me play, not even one game. They've never come to the ground, or they've never seen me play. Yes, they might have supported me, but they don't know how I play. But nowadays you see parents stick to the ground, and they come and watch, and they appreciate and they encourage the players, which was not there. So that is there, and a lot of, I would say, what we are doing now, technology is come. Players can use the technology in the right way, do some good stuff on your social medias, make sure that you are there, not showcasing your self, and you can use, so you can connect all over the world. So that is one thing I would say is changed than what I was.
So, have you heard about the Bangalore Independence Day tournament?
Yeah, that's something. I would also say that a few players, local players, they mention it as Bangalore World Cup.
Bangalore World Cup. Okay.
Yeah. So what happens is, when it's a tournament, it starts in the end of June.
Okay.
And goes up to August.
Okay.
15th. So it's known as the Independence Day tournament, and that is raw culture. And whenever, if you get time, all the weekends, Sunday, you should go and sit the whole day. You will see fans sitting all around the ground. And then one thing, it's the culture is alive over there still, is because of few things. One is it's barefoot tournament.
It is completely
barefoot.
Still, they are not using.
They're not using shoes. Okay, and second thing is you hear local area names.
Okay.
Okay, so now Murphy Town is playing against Austin Town. Austin Town is playing against Cocktown Cowboys.
Okay.
Okay, Pilana Garden is playing against Gandhi Memorial. So these are rivalry areas. So they don't like each other.
Okay.
So it's like derby when they play against each other,
Okay.
and it becomes very interesting when they play against each other, and it's also exciting because when you go sit and then player there are two gates, one from this side and one, so two teams enter from two different gates, and that's when you know which player is playing for which team. So it's always exciting, like who signed which player, which manager signed which player. And you also see ISL players and top level players come and play that competition to enjoy their culture, which I feel like it's needed, but make sure that you don't get injured, because of course ISL and other professional leagues more important for you, but I feel like for me that tournament also is the roots of something we are not following, where we can develop a lot of local talent, and it gives a lot of that is, I feel, Bangalore football is where I like.
Okay. So what is the major difference you see from Indian football to other countries like European and South American? They have a very rich heritage of football, but we don't see it in Indian football.
See, there was one golden era, if you know, in 1950
Yes, I have.
to 65, where we were also top of Asia. So I feel like on the whole, for us, is to make sure that we maintain the culture of our country, how we want to develop players. And also the thing about developing players is that you stick on to one perspective of how as a whole of the country wants to develop and how the whole country wants to play. I've heard a few of the coaches who are the olden age, they used to tell what was the similarity between Indian national team and Brazil team. They used to tell that the rotation of the players were very good. Like if you can see in Brazil when they were at top, you can see the defenders playing like a striker.
Yes.
The striker can come and defend also. The midfielders can. So something known as the rotation of the players was very good at that point of time, and that was there with national team. Very skillful players were there with us, which is very rare for us to find at the moment right now. The technical ability of the players, which I feel can be better, which is right now happening. Most of the clubs are working on players who they want to build technically good, like how to pass the ball, how to, that is which is right now. And also which I am particularly doing research right now is the physical ability. Does it really matter is what the concern is, because few of the coaches say our Indian body is not as explosive as the other countries. But yes, they are taller and stronger than us, our players over there. If you see in abroad and all, the clubs only, if you want a selection for goalkeeper, no, they mention for a trial for a goalkeeper, the minimum of height of the goalkeeper has to be 6.6 feet.
Oh.
If you are not 6.6 feet, don't even attend the trials.
Oh.
So
Then set.
yeah, that's the criteria that they set. We want that height.
Okay.
So right now, India is not in that state to mention that also. But that at that point of, they are so far than us in doing things. And also, if you see, there are a lot of players also who play. In India, if you see cricket, every corner you will find a player who is very good.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because the culture is like that. So we want to build that culture. The love for the sport has to increase as much as better. The more number of players they come, of course, we will develop as a country.
Okay. You spoke about the golden era of Indian football. What was the major reason for this downfall?
I would say, like, I most preferably, I would say that if you connect with my local area also, people stop playing football. In my area also, they stop playing football. And then we were the last of the players who played good football in our area.
Okay.
And that's why I started the club
To encourage young
encourage
people.
players.
Okay.
So I think that went wrong for some of the cities, and some of the, even in Bangalore, that's the situation. The local talent was so much that every Sunday you used to play a tournament,
Oh,
and then suddenly there was nothing. Everything was gone. People stopped playing football. People stopped playing anything. Also, I would say that at that point of time, still now players don't get much income when they play football. The salary that the players are getting at a lower level is less. Maybe at ISL level they might be earning more, but at a lower level, till they reach that level, some players just, okay, it's not happening, so let's not play.
okay.
To reach that level, people has to struggle, and then once they reach, they do get good money, but till they reach that money, they should have that willpower. Okay, we have to play. So that could be one reason. Before, in our country, they used to give government jobs for players.
Yes.
So if you play good for your state, or the government used to encourage, okay, this player is good, we want to send him, we want to secure his life and give him an opportunity in, okay, it was in Bangalore, it was MEG, ITI, HL, Wemble, Postal, even Karnataka Police was there, and something known as DRDO, AD, and CIL. So all these government entities were giving opportunities for players to come and be a part of their team, and all those things apparently stopped.
Okay.
And then, of course, players thought, okay, there's no future for us, and there was a lot of drastic downfall because of all those things.
So AIFF has come up with a new initiative like dual citizenship for Indians who are willing to play for India. What is it exactly about?
So usually, if you see, he came into more light when, if you see a player from Leicester City, his name is Amjad Chowdhury,
Oh.
and he played against India, but he played for Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
He was part of. He has a dual citizenship. For
But he's from India.
He's no,
No, he's from
Bangladesh, and he plays in England. He also has an England citizenship and then Bangladesh.
Okay.
So he played against us.
Okay.
So usually we are a country who dominates, at least in South Asia. There's something known as SAF Cup. So we usually dominate that tournament,
Okay.
and we struggled that day
Okay.
to play against Bangladesh. And then that came into more light when he came, because he's a very good player in English Premier League also.
Okay.
And then he came and played here, and people were like, why can't we do? There are so many players with dual citizenship. But this has been happening for a very long time.
Okay.
This conversation has been happening for a very long time. Few of the reasons why India didn't allow players to come dual citizenship is, one is they want our country players to develop
Okay.
as much as our players has to get chance. If our players only don't play, then how they will not we will not develop as.
Yes.
Okay? And then few of the coaches, foreign coaches who came in for a national team, they gave up this ideas like, okay, you can give dual citizenship, we have good players on. And then that's in pipeline, I feel now. And I feel if it's agreed, then of course we will get some good players to play for our country. But we have to see how that goes also. We never know whether it's going to go in a good way or bad way, but it's all process. That's why I say trust the process and have to be very patient.
What makes football such a popular sport around the world?
So if you see, even me, when I started playing, so it's a game where everybody can play. They can get used to it, and then access is very easy for players to play. You just need when I started, you just need a ball. Because players are already available, and then you don't need equipments. We used to also keep stones as goals, goal posts, yeah, to play, and that's how it is. It's as cheap as possible, but as popular as it is. And if you also see Rolex watches company, there was an ad which came. I mean, a video which was in title now in recent days, that they mentioned that they don't give ambassadors as footballers because the game was played by the poor.
Okay, football.
Yeah, so even if a player like Ronaldo or Messi wears it, who's going to buy it?
Wow.
He's advertising but the people who watch it are, but the love to the sport is huge. That the play, because everybody is accessible to play, and that's how it is. Because the game is has less number of rules also for you to not get confused, and it's more easy to learn the game quickly, and it becomes very easy. So the game, if you see also, most of the stories that football has, which is helped us the players to motivate is uh, the guy who came from a low background and then he was this and then he became that, and then so the story is like that. Most of the guys who turn out to be at a very low background do a very good job at what they have to do because they all fight for something very important in their life. And also a story about Sadio Mane. Have you heard about Sadio Mane's story? He is in Al Nassr. So
He was part of Liverpool.
yeah. So he gives all his salary to his village,
Yes.
and then he makes sure that the hospital, schools, and there's a football pitch over there. He's developed his whole village. So players like this is where football lives. So that's what I believe.
Okay. Messi or Ronaldo?
I'm a huge Ronaldo fan. At the time that I was watching football, only EPL was getting telecasted, and the season that he had with Manchester was anyone who watches that, I feel they would love to watch him again at that prime. He was at this prime, so the way he was dribbling the ball or shooting the ball was very unique, and whatever he does and the next day we have to do it in the school to replicate this as much as possible. Also, he is one player who inspired me to play with both feet. His left foot is more stronger. If you see the shoots that he takes,
He's a natural right footer.
right, but left foot also is very good, strong foot he has. So that is one thing. And also, if you see Messi and Ronaldo are the only two players who cracked the, I would say, the system of players. Usually, you see players having 1 or 2 seasons very good, and then they will drop. Again, some other season they will play good. And Messi and Ronaldo are the only players who played for 15 seasons at their top level. Although they play with good players, but they were at their top for any time, any list, they were always on the top. And the day they did it was something special. So any player you take, any other player you take, they will be at their prime for maximum for 2 years or 3
seasons.
2 seasons and 3 seasons, and then they will drop again. Again, they will come into light. So for me, if you ask me as a coach and as a player in football era can perform at their peak only for 2 or 3 years, and after that, it's all about how they can give to the game. But prime is only maximum 2 or 3 years. But the two players who cracked the system was Messi and Ronaldo. That's why they have so much of fan following and all this stuff.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you so much for inviting. I think this is my first podcast,
and this is also my first episode of my podcast. So thank you for coming in, Jayanth. We hope today's episode was an inspiring one for all of you. If you enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to our channel and make sure you share it with your friends and family, and let us know in our comment section what needs to be improved in our next video. Thank you.